The serve is a one shot where we have complete control. The ball is in our hand. So that's why today I want to talk about making your serve better by getting more power on the serve. I'm going to bring Jess in a little bit. We'll take a look at her serve and see how we can actually add more power to what she's already doing. So let's get into it. When it comes to the serve, we talk about the progression for the serve in pickleball. First, we want to have consistency. So we want to just be able to make our serve consistently. Once you get to that stage, then we're looking at placement. You want to be able to hit that serve nice and deep, hit it to the side, wherever you want to place it, focusing on that placement. Finally, after you've done really well at improving those two areas, then we want to get better at hitting with more power. So that's what we're talking about today. And if you stay tuned to the end, I'll share a high-level tip that a lot of the pros are doing to get more cheap points off of their serve. So the three things we're going to focus on in order today is the wrist for the serve, so how we utilize our wrist to get more power. Then we'll talk about body rotation. And finally, the last thing that we want to incorporate into getting more power is our weight transfer. So I'm going to call Jess on out here. I want to take a look at her serve, show you how she's hitting it, and then we'll take a look at how we can get a little bit more power. So Jess, I want you to hit a couple serves here. We'll take a look at what you're doing, and then I'll give you some tips on how you can get more power on it.
Okay.
All right? Okay. So the first thing, as I was talking about with the wrist, I want you, we call this having the wrist lag back a little bit. So you're cocking back your hand, and what this is going to do when you lead with your wrist forward like this, it allows you to snap through and get a lot more power at point of contact. Versus right now, your swing is fairly straight through like this. You're not really using your wrist to get more power. So I want you to, that first step, that wrist, really cock that back and then flick through at the point of contact. Let's see how that is. Okay, you didn't have solid contact there, but that's okay. Okay, so you had a lot more power on that and you lost some control. Good. Okay, so one thing here that I want you to think about, and this applies to a lot of different sports, we want our arm as far away from our body as possible. When we're tight in here, we don't get as much swing rotation, we can't get as much speed. Think about a golf swing. You're not holding your club as close to your body and swinging like this. You're having it out and you're fully extending through, okay? So when you're doing your toss, sometimes I'm noticing it's a little too tight in here. We want that ball out a little bit in front of you and off to the side just a little bit. So when you're hitting, your arm is fully extended and you're going to get a little bit more power by doing that. Okay. Nice. That was good. You feel a little difference there?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Now one more of these really at point of contact. I really want you to think snapping that wrist. Do a couple of shadow swings. I always recommend feeling it first with the shadow swing. So just do a couple, no ball, but just swing through. Point of contact, really snapping that wrist. There you go. Don't finish up. This isn't a Rafa shot. So we want to just finish through out towards our target. There you go. Finish out through towards your target. There you go. Okay. Now do a couple more here. Nice. That's got more power already. I want you to just go as hard as you can here, and you're just snapping harder at point of contact. There you go. Good.
That was better.
Yep. Okay, so that's the first way we can get more power, right? Now the second way is when we're rotating through, right? So we're using our whole kinetic chain, our whole body together to get more power. So if you just stand like this and you swing, you can get a certain amount of power. But if you really get your body into it and you're rotating through like this, that's adding more power to the serve. So this is step 2 again. We're rotating our hips through as we're making contact here, okay? You don't want to do it too soon. Do a couple shadow swings again, okay? One more. Let me see another shadow swing. Okay, here we go. Good. Nice, that's got more power. Give you one of these dual tone balls. Nice, that's got a lot more power. All right, so that's step 2. Now, this is gonna take practice to get more consistent with it, because again, you go consistency, placement, power. Once you add more power, we go back to the consistency, because we wanna be consistent with that power. So, that was step 2. Again, we're using the wrist, we're using the hips. Step 3 is using your body's momentum to get more power. So when I'm trying to hit my fastest serves, I'm taking a few steps and I'm moving my body weight into the court. Now we want to be careful, because if we get ourselves too far in the court, that return can come back to us and catch us here. So if we do hit into the court, we want to make sure we get back right away. Or the other thing you can do is you can start a little bit further back, and you can serve, and you can be right here at the line once you finish that serve. So try a couple of these, putting everything together, where now you're moving forward into it. There you go. Nice. Don't finish up so high like this. Finish through towards your target. Nice. Wow, that was amazing. I've never seen you serve that hard. I'm getting a little worried. Nice, that's awesome. So that's really good. So again, those 3 things, work on that, practice that. This final tip that I want to share, and this is more for the advanced players that are hitting it really hard, is to step back and hit from a little bit further back in the court. So instead of hitting the ball right from the line, by hitting it back from maybe a foot or 2 or 3 behind the line, this gives us more room to hit it harder and the ball still come down in. Now when we do this, we want a little bit more margin. So now we're hitting it, instead of hitting a line drive from up here, and you have to keep it low over the net to keep it in when you hit it really hard, you're back a little bit further, you're still hitting it hard, but now the ball's, the trajectory is going high, and then it's dipping down at the baseline. And that becomes really tough to return when it's dipping down like that and you've got some spin on it. So give that a try. Take these tips to your game, and we'll see you next week.
Before you guys go, be sure to check out our newsletter that we recently launched. We've got the link for the newsletter in the description below.